Mio, you mentioned that you had an issue. So I'm curious, like, why dating men your own age is you take issue with that? Because you mentioned that that there's guys that you've dated that are 10 years older that are in a rush to get serious and potentially marry you, but that's a turnoff to you. And why opposed to guys that are a little bit older? Why date in your own why is dating in your own age range important to you?
I think I was actually, it was a test for me. I still believe that I can find someone in my age or to the age of 45, someone who doesn't have kids. But it seems for me that older guys are most common interested in me, and it's kind of strange for me. But probably, like Rich said, I need more time to accept and adjust.
Well, you don't need more time.
What's the ceiling for age range for you? Like you said, you stop at 45?
I would like to date someone until the age of 45, 47 max,
And minimum age?
I am 2 years younger than me.
Sorry, Moff, go ahead with your...
No, I'm just curious. Well, again, I want to ask again, I'm curious why that's so important.
That's a good question. Yeah.
I think what I'm trying to get at is like, taking more time is not going to be what you should be doing. That's going to work against your favor.
Yeah, taking more time to adjust and accept that it's all right to date someone 10 years. I'm talking about guys who are in like 20 years older and they are so interested in me. So I always question what's in me that attracts this.
Well, I can kind of tell you, especially if these guys have kids of their own. Listen, like guys that are 38, 39, 40, especially the guys that you're going to be interested in, because you're not interested in losers. Losers are invisible to women. So we're not talking about short, fat, bald men that are making, $50,000 a year. You're talking about guys that either run businesses or they're very successful in high paying and powerful careers. Guys that are that age that are successful are not dating 39-year-old women. They're dating that are coming out of 5-year-long relationships that come with, admittedly, potentially some baggage. They're dating younger than 30. They're dating potentially younger than 25 because they can, right? So what an older guy with kids may see in you and likely sees in you, older guys with kids, they don't have time or the inclination to deal with 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, 25-year-olds, no offense, Rachel, but, and Sophia. So it's, because those types of women get so much attention that they are going after and getting attention from the men that don't have children, that are in the 35, 40-year-old. Those are your competition. That's who you're kind of competing with. And so older guys that have kids already, especially if they're maybe divorced before, which if they have kids and they're single, likely it's through divorce, they're just looking for somebody that they can live out the rest of their years with, drink iced tea on the front porch. Maybe they're willing to have another kid or two and marry you if that's what, especially if they're well off enough that they can maybe have another kid or two or remarry. So those are going to be the kind of guys that are going to be willing and able to, be with you, so to speak. So that's going to be where you're going to find the guys that are most interested to settle quickly and potentially have more kids. But I think you're going to be really limited if you stick to this age range that you're currently doing and that are single, with no kids. I think you're going to potentially have to, because it seemed like this guy before had kids, right?
That one, yeah. But one I've been for 1 year now.
So I think you're going to potentially have to get used to the fact that the guys that, are going to be forthright with you and that want to commit to you quickly are probably going to be bringing kids of their own. And that might be something you want to be a little more open towards.
What is the problem with a man that's older than 45 or 47 or whatever that line in the sand was? Like, what's wrong with a guy that's born in the 60s or 70s?
Nothing wrong. It's just I have to be mentally ready and good companion for this partner, to it's a very responsible decision for the future, and it depends.
So what's the difference between a 47-year-old and a 57-year-old?
Yeah, and when we talk about the difference, like even 10, 12 years, I think it's all right. It's all right. But when we talk about 20 years difference, I would have to think, how will I handle it after a few years, 10 years, 15 years, So
I think you're being a little too discerning in your taste. Like if you go to the grocery store and there's bananas on the shelf and they're green, they sell them at full price. When they start going yellow, they start to discount them. When they start having brown spots on them, you see them on the clearance shelf for 50% off. You're on the clearance shelf at 50% off. You don't have the time or the luxury to be that discerning in your taste. I hate to say it, but you should expand your horizon to include guys probably up to 59, 60, 65. There's guys out there that could be incredibly, successful that might be willing to have a child with you.
Yeah.
Right. They're just not going to be, as young as you are. But let's be honest. I mean, youth and beauty fades, right? Like it has an expiry date for all of us. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.